Welcome to Kicking It with Team Hamilton. This is your Week 2 Weekly Energizer. Well, folks, Week 2, very exciting week. Last week, we talked with none other than Dr. Harvey Hahn, cardiologist with Kettering Health Medical Group. Thank you again for joining us. Loved our talk last week on habits and goals, and is one better than the other? And so thanks for joining us today.
No, great to be back, Paul. Appreciate it.
Well, hey, last week we talked a little bit about goals. Let's unpack that a little bit more, because I think there's a lot more to it, as you and I talked a little bit off the recording, but maybe share with our group about how goals kind of inform our identity and also what it is that we go about accomplishing in our lives.
Yeah, so goals, we talked last week that goals are really, really important because they provide the motivation to instill your habits and to keep working when things get hard. But what I want to talk about this week is how do you form those goals? We can pull goals out of the hat, I want to be alive for my grandkids. I want to be healthy. And they're kind of nebulous or vague. But there's actually a couple of strategies to actually help find your goals. One is called Ikigai. That's Ikigai. It's a Japanese term for finding your purpose or meaning. And there's 4 components to it. The first one is, what do you love to do? And I love to eat. I love to be outside. I love to help people. So you kind of think of those kind of concepts. Then it's like, what are you good at? Are you good at endurance? Are you strong? Are you quick? Are you a good cook? Are you funny? These are all kind of things that your skill set. The third thing is, what does the world need? And you can't think of this in the concept of the world needs doctors or lawyers. Does the world need kindness, peace? Does it need more food? Is there some kind of either resource you can provide or some kind of support you can give to the rest of the world? Now, to tie these 3 together, the last one, as far as setting goals, is like, and career-wise, it's a great career counseling tool, is what can you get paid for? Now, if you can find the overlap between all 4 of those, like what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for, you really found a very meaningful, purposeful career. And that's one of the reasons I went into medicine, to fit that. Now, as far as goals go, you can think like, what do you love to do? What are you good at? What does you or your family need? And what can you, instead of what can you get paid for, what can you accomplish? Now, if you start thinking in that context, you can actually start getting some pretty specific goals or targets or outcomes you want to get to.
That is really interesting, because you're right. You have to play to what you love doing. So I love running, but there are other things that I just don't enjoy. And I find that life's too short to actually try to do things just because it's like, well, you have to do that or whatever. But life's no fun. This exercise is really, for me, an outlet. And then you're so true about that joy. And then also, what are you good at? I'm an endurance. I just am persistent, but I'm not quick, but I'm persistent. So I'm good at endurance.
Yeah, no, I think that's really important because patients know that I'm a runner and they'll go, Dr. Hahn, I can't run. And I go, then don't. If you hate running, do not pick the exercise. Do whatever you can, play a game, play a sport, walk, hike, whatever you want to do, but you don't have to run.
Yeah. And that's actually, as we started this 12-week journey, kind of leading up to, a lot of folks, they've said, Paul, I'm not a runner. And I said, listen, then come out and walk it. But this is about establishing habits. And that's what this whole journey is about, is this 12 weeks is trying to get us as a hospital and as a family healthier, moving, but more importantly, create a movement that we can do something and accomplish something and use that to unlock other keys that maybe we thought were not possible before.
No, absolutely. I think another concept that really helps people push them over the hill to get things going is the idea of opportunity costs. So you're a business person, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
But for everyone else, suppose you have $100 and you buy some running shoes for $60. Then you see a really cool stereo for $50. You can't buy that stereo because you've used up the opportunity by using the money for something else. But it's not about money. It's also about time, energy, and effort. We only have the same amount of time in the day. So if I give something into this area, I can't use it for something else. Now, to take that a step deeper in your brain and actually in your heart, there's a cost to the way you think. Now, for you, it's great. If you think I'm a healthy person, I'm a runner, then you're already going to start doing a lot of things to keep that as part of your identity. Eat better, sleep more, exercise more consistently. What happens, though, is the negative self-talk that's really, really damaging hurts you setting your goals, reaching your goals, and doing your habits.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins has a great exercise, and he calls it Christmas Carol as kind of an outline for this. Now, we all know about the ghosts of Christmas past, ghosts of Christmas present, ghosts of Christmas future.
Mm-hmm.
And what he asks is, what are your thoughts and beliefs costing you in the past, present, and future?
Huh.
So if you have thoughts such as, I can't get healthy, I can't run,
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to lose weight, I'm not attractive, think of how that's impacted you in your past. And I think back in high school, that hurts your self-esteem. Then you don't try to get class office. It affects your grades because your mood. Then you have worse grades, worse GPA, go to a worse college, maybe get a worse job. We're talking about a huge long-term effect just by negative self-talk. And so you really cost yourself a lot.
Yeah.
Same thing now, like Ghost of Christmas present. What are your thoughts doing right now that's going to impede your life in the current time? If you have the same thoughts, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not slim enough, not fast enough, then you're not going to step out of your comfort zone, try to join the Couch to 5K, try to walk, not do any of these things, go for the promotion, and you're really holding yourself back. Mm-hmm. Now, we can't change the past, but the cool thing is the ghost of Christmas future. Mm-hmm. How are we going to change our thought process so that we are not inhibiting ourselves, costing our own happiness and our own life by these negative self-talk? Mm-hmm. And so we need to think, I can do this. I can do a 5K. I can get out the door. I can eat a little bit better. I can have a more positive attitude. I can sleep more. And these are all going to have a huge impact on your life going forward. And those are some of the things that kind of help people motivate you to actually start trying to go for your goals and start setting up some habits so you can reach your goals.
Well, Dr. Hahn, this is really helpful. And really, folks, I hope you hear what Dr. Hahn's saying. Really, the first 2 weeks we've talked about so much of what goes on is right up here in our heads. This has the ability to really unlock our untapped potential. And so I'm so proud of the work that you all are doing. Dr. Hahn, thank you so much for sharing about goals, habits, how it informs our identity, but more importantly, how our mindset today can unlock a future that maybe we didn't envision. Really inspirational. And again, thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure, Paul.
Well, Dr. Hahn, thank you again. If folks want to get a hold of you, they can catch you on the email within the Kettering Health System. You're also in Health Streams. There's a number of talks that you've done. I encourage you all to check those out. Thank you again. Let's get out there this week and let's kick it with Team Hamilton.
All right, have fun, everyone.